Well, we're on the phone with Coach Duane Crawford from the Ellsworth football team. And, Coach, an exhibition game loss to Madomic Valley, but a fantastic season. You end up the regular season 5-3, and congratulations. You've got to feel fantastic after the season's over.
Yeah, it's been a great season, Chris, and especially given what we've been through the past 3 years trying to build the program, and it was nice to get those wins in, and the kids were happy, and it was just a great overall team effort to get those 5 wins, and I couldn't be more pleased with the season. The game Friday night at Madomic was an exhibition game, and we went down there -9. To start with, and ended up losing 2 before the game really got started. One, Damian Carter, who plays guard for us, and outside linebacker, actually slipped in the mud warming up and hurt his leg, and so he only got a couple plays into the game. And then Andrew Brown, who's a safety and a wingback for us, broke his ankle last year and has a metal plate in it, and that was bothering him before the game even started, I think probably because of the cold, and so he only got a few plays in. So we were geared down to start the game, but they did really well. I mean, Devin Wright was the only starter in the backfield other than Javon Williams, our quarterback, and we had 2 of our linemen out. Keith Jordan was out. He'd hurt his shoulder earlier in the week, and Tyler Hardwick was out, our other starting wing back, with a knee injury, and of course Wally Moon was traveling, visiting colleges. So we had a bunch of people out, and people and new people in different positions, and so it was just a look to see how people were going to do and the positions that they were projected to play at last year or next year, and they did pretty well. It was good. It was 16-6 at halftime, but we had a couple of interceptions, a couple of turnovers in the first half that we took away from them, so it was we were just hoping to keep it close in the first half with essentially the 2s back there, and we did. And then the second half, it was pretty much all JV, and they did a great job. We had some good looks with some of the players that were going to be out there next year, and they all performed well and had a good time, and that's what it was all about.
All right, one of the things we wanted to do was to give you an opportunity to talk about your coaches, because you don't do it by yourself, and you get the glory, and you also took the grief the last couple of years. But give us a few moments on each of the coaches that have spent so much time helping you this season.
Yeah, I mean it's you spend more time with your coaches and your team than you do your family, it seems like, during the season. So they definitely, you get to know them and get to spend a lot of time, and they're a great group of guys. And I got to start out with Tug McKay. He was my high school coach when I played in high school at MDI, and of course he's a longtime coach down there, and he's just he's forgotten more about football than most of us will know, and he's always a lot of fun. You never know what he's going to come up with. You show up to practice, and he's got his notebook with him, and say, "Oh no, what have you drawn up today?" But he was in charge of our defense, and I worked with the backs in the backfield, and he's an incredible coach with a lot of knowledge. Don't know what I'd do without him. And he's just somebody you can bounce stuff off, and if it's happened, he's done it. So regardless of what it is on the football field. And Dick Bishop, who's JV coach, and he does special teams on game day for us. And he started out a few years ago with the 5th and 6th grade team and worked his way up. And he's just been great. I mean, he takes care of all the special team stuff on game day and does a great job. And then the JV games, and that's always a challenge with JV because you don't have a lot of time to practice during the week with them, so you kind of have to draw it up in the dirt when you get out there on Monday night. And they had a great season. They were 3-1-1, so that really bodes well for the future because that's usually a pretty good glimpse of what you got coming up. And that was you had incredible season, and the kids had a great time, and they all had a lot of fun doing it. So, Roland Shorey, he's been with the program, I think, pretty much from the start. His son plays for us, and Jacob Shorey, and actually played quarterback last year and tight end this year, and has been all over the field. But he's been with us from the start of the program, and does pretty much whatever we need him to do. He stands next to me on the sideline, keep track of the stats, and helps with linebackers and backs, and so it's just does a great job. And then Davis Beck came to us last year from the 8th grade program, and he's been coaching all the way up through the program. So he takes the line, offense and defensive line, and helps me out with that. And then on game day, we have him up in the tower with a headset, looking over what's going on the field. So, a great group of guys, and like I said, we spend a lot of time together and have a lot of fun, and it's a joy working with them. I can't say enough about them, especially since I think we're the only unpaid coaching staff in the LTC. So it takes a lot of sacrifice, to come in day after day after day, and then watch game film on the weekends, and they all do it and put in all the time that they do. So it's a great group of guys, and they definitely deserve all the accolades.
And I know that you certainly can't do this without the support of Jen in your household.
Oh yeah, Jen. I mean, she's huge, because we literally don't see each other during the season, between her workload and mine, and we're going different directions. And I see her at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning when I leave, and with her work, she gets home later in the evening. So we generally don't see each other. In game day, she's obviously taking care of all the stuff with the snack shack and there, and puts in a ton of time with that, and organizing banquets and fundraisers and all that. So I mean, she's been a huge part of all this, and couldn't do it without her.
All right, Coach. Want to thank you for all the time you've given us this season, and we're going to talk Wednesday during the halftime of the Ellsworth Boys Northern Maine final, so you can tune into that. Obviously, you want to root on the Eagles, but we'll also have you on as a guest during that time as well.
Yeah, and I appreciate all the time you put in, Chris. I know I think between Mark Shields and I, you mentioned once, we're the only ones in the state to have a coaches show twice a week. So it's been a huge honor, and I really appreciate you including us. And it's a lot of fun every year to do this.
Well, it's a lot more fun talking about a winning program, and it makes it easier to chat about, doesn't it?
It sure does. It's a lot more fun this year than it was last year.
All right, Coach. Have a good day. Do some banking stuff now, and we'll see you on Wednesday.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks, Chris. Sounds good.